Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. J.C. Sharma, and I welcome you all for 6th International Yoga Day. International Yoga Day is observed every year on June 21st on large scale. But due to social distancing measures adopted by most of the countries worldwide, the theme set this year by United Nations for is Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. Ghar Ghar Yoga, Har Ghar Yoga. Yoga is a journey of self, through the self, to the self. That's written in Bhagavad Gita. Yoga's Chittavritti Nirodha. Yoga is restraining the mind from taking various modification by outer world. Yoga is not about being good at something. It's about being good at yourself. I welcome you all once again on the 6th International Yoga Day. Before we go ahead, I would like to remind you a few things if you are on screen. So keep your screen all the time muted or aeroplane mode so it will not disturb the meeting. Keep your mobile with a distance from 6 to 10 feet or 1 meter to 1.5 meter if you are performing yoga along with Ashish ji.
Video is on.
No.
Lights in the room should be proper, so when the video is recorded, we will highlight and spotlight each of the participants and you will be part of video. Turn off any notification or sound around you. And I'm sure you have not eaten anything in last 2 hours. Have a water bottle around you in case you feel dehydrated, and any comfortable things which is helping you for the yoga session today. These are the general measures which we are taking to start with. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Deepak Dahake to introduce our today's yoga instructor and other details. Mr. Deepak Dahake. Deepak ji, you need to unmute yourself.
Namaskar and good evening. First of all, a warm welcome to and a big thank you to you all for associating with Science India Forum Qatar in celebration of the International Day of Yoga 2020. As we all know that yoga is an invaluable ancient Indian practice with numerous benefits to both physical and mental health. The benefits offered by yoga have become especially important for the physical and mental well-being, immunity enhancement, and as a stress buster. The proposal was first introduced by the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, in his address during the opening of the 69th session of the General Assembly, in which he said, yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient tradition. Yoga embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, holistic approach that is valuable to our health and well-being. Yoga is not just about exercise, it is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself and the world and nature. Yoga is an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice that originated in India. The word yoga derives from Sanskrit and means to join or to unite, symbolizing the union of body and consciousness. Today, it is practiced in various forms around the world and continues to grow on popularity, recognizing its universal appeal. On 11 December 2014, the United Nations proclaimed 21 June as an International Day of Yoga by Resolution 69-131. June 21, which is the summer solstice, is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere and has special significance in many parts of the world. The first Yoga Day celebration was held at Rajpath in New Delhi, where PM Modi and other dignitaries also performed around 21 yoga asanas and created two Guinness World Record. The first record was for being the world largest yoga class with 35,985 people. And the second one was for having maximum number of participating nationalities, that is 84. Last year in Dehradun, Modi ji had performed yoga with over 50,000 enthusiasts. To give a brief about logo union, folding of both hands in the logo symbolize yoga. The union, which reflects the union of individual consciousness and that of universal consciousness, a perfect harmony between mind and body, man and nature, a holistic approach to health and well-being. The brown leaves symbolize earth element. The green leaves symbolize the nature, blue symbolize the water element, brightness symbolize the fire element, and the sun symbolize the source of energy and inspiration. The logo reflects the harmony and peace for humanity, which is the essence of yoga. Dear friend, there is a science behind yoga practice. So, to conduct this yoga session today, we have a yoga trainer and expert, Sri Ashish Galwatji from Embassy of India to Qatar. So, I welcome you and I welcome our today's trainer for this session. So, and we look forward to making this event a great success along with participating from all organizations who supported this event. And I welcome you all for this event. Over to Sharma ji.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Before we start our today's session live with Ashish ji, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji have given a message to the world about the International Yoga Day, and we will also hear that message. I will share with you all.
Friends, greetings on the 6th International Day of Yoga. I'm very happy to note the growing popularity of yoga in the last few years, and especially among the youth. We are marking the 6th Yoga Day in extraordinary times. Usually, Yoga Day is about public events, mass participation. This year, Yoga Day goes indoors. The theme of the years is yoga at home and yoga with family. Friends, the world is fighting a pandemic of monumental scale, but yoga provides multi-dimensional solutions to the multiple challenges COVID-19 has brought. Yoga gives you the opportunity to know your immune system better and put in the extra efforts where needed. Yoga has the potential to cater to mental, physical, and psychological challenges. It puts to test how one can live in challenging times. Friends, yoga offers something for everyone. It enables strong mind and healthy body. In the post-COVID era, the focus on preventive health care will get stronger, and that is why I am confident that yoga will become even more popular. Friends, these are times of distancing, but do you know that yoga is what ends distance? It is said, Yujjate anen iti yoga. Yoga is that which joins or brings things together, and various kinds of distance. Distance between our mind and body, which is the root cause of many problems. Distance between the life we have and the life we want to have. Distance between our expectations and reality, which can become a source of stress. Friends, the regular practice of yoga gives emotional strength and empathy. We begin to understand that others would be going through the same struggle as us. So, we become a shoulder of support for someone in need of it. Friends, the COVID 19 pandemic may have reduced our mobility, but it should not affect our enthusiasm towards yoga. People have been sharing innovative ways to practice yoga in times of the pandemic. They are also sharing how they will mark Yoga Day on the 21st. This is a great sign. This time, small is smart and small is good. Respecting the present situation, let us mark the 6th International Day of Yoga from our homes with our family, and let us follow all norms of social distancing. Let us make yoga more popular and our planet healthier. Thank you.
This was message from our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Let us follow the social distancing and do the yoga at home. So I will not take much time and hand over to Ashish ji. And Ashish ji, before you start, please unmute yourself. Thank you, Ashish ji.
Hello. Namaste to everyone and greetings on the 6th International Day of Yoga 2020. So I welcome you all to today's session. I am extremely grateful that so many people took their time out to practice yoga from home. So Ghar Ghar Se Yog, that is the message for this year's International Day of Yoga. And I think everyone is practicing from their home with their family, increasing their family bonding and working towards a healthy life. So let us begin with the session. Slowly stand on your feet. Feet apart, toes and heels in a straight line, feet parallel to each other, hands on your face. Now, we'll start with some basic Sukshma Vyayam microcirculation exercises. So the first is neck movement. So slowly inhale, raise your neck up. Drop your head back, raise it in as high as possible. And as you exhale, slowly drop your head down and try and touch your chin against it. All those who have cervical problem, don't bring your head down. Rest everyone can do. So slowly inhale, raise your head up, drop your head back, raise your chin as high as possible, gaze towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And slowly exhale and try and touch your chin to the chest. With inhalation, come back to center. Now, as you exhale, turn your head, turn your neck towards your left shoulder. Try and bring your chin directly over your left shoulder. As you inhale, come back. As you exhale, turn your head towards your right shoulder. Chin directly over your right shoulder. With inhalation, come back. Exhale once again, turn your head towards your left side. Inhale and come back to center. Exhale and turn your head towards your right side. Chin directly over your right shoulder, and with inhalation, come. So now, with the exhalation, try and turn your head with your left ear towards your left shoulder without lifting your shoulder. As you inhale, come back up. As you exhale, turn your head towards your right shoulder. Try and touch your right ear to your right shoulder. Feel the stretch on the side of your neck. And as you inhale, come back. Once again, exhale and tilt your head towards your left side. Inhale and come back up. As you exhale, tilt the head to the right. Inhale and come back. Now we'll move towards neck rotation. So as you inhale, rotate your neck in clockwise direction. Complete the circle. And as you bring your head down, exhale and bring your neck to the center. So slowly inhale and start from anti-clockwise. And as you bring your head down, slowly exhale. And relax. Come back to center. Now we'll move on to some basic shoulder movement. So bring your legs slightly closer, palms directly beside your thighs. Now, as you inhale, raise your arms maximum up directly over your head with your palms facing towards the outside. Expand your chest, expand your lungs, expand your diaphragm. Stretch your body, and as you exhale, bring your head down. Once again, inhale. Raise your arms up directly over your head with your palms facing towards the sides. And as you exhale, bring your head down. Next, we'll move on to shoulder rotation. So place your fingertips on your shoulders. So just join your elbows together, lift your elbows maximum up, and as you push your shoulder blades back, rotate your shoulders maximum. So once again, rotate your shoulders maximum. We are going to do one more round. Complete the rotation and reverse. So once again, push your shoulder blades maximum back, elbows back, lift your elbows towards the ceiling and bring them in front of your chest. Second round, complete the circle, complete the rotation, engage your shoulder blades maximum, and third and final round. And so once again, bring your arms down, back to Samasthiti. So from here, we'll move on to trunk twisting. So spread your legs a bit more, feet parallel to each other, toes and heels in a straight line, raise your arms in front of your chest. Now as you exhale, twist towards your right side so that your left palm comes on your right shoulder. Extend your right arm maximum back. As you inhale, come back to center. Now as you exhale, twist to your left side with your right palm on your left shoulder. Look back, and as you inhale, come. We'll repeat it one more time. Exhale and turn towards your right side. Inhale and come back. Exhale and twist towards your left. Inhale and come. And relax, bring your arms down. Bring your legs slightly closer. Feet parallel to each other. Next, we'll move on to knee movement. So raise your arms in front of your chest with your palms facing towards the mat. Now as you exhale, bend down, make the shape of a chair with your body. As you inhale, come back. All those people who have arthritis issue, try and avoid this practice. So once again, exhale and go down. Inhale and come up. Last round, exhale and go down. Inhale and come up. And slowly bring your arms down, back to Samasthiti, palms directly beside your thighs, join your feet together. And now we'll start with the practice of some basic postures which are quite helpful to strengthen us physically, emotionally, and mentally. So join the soles of your feet together, toes and heels together, palms directly beside your thighs. So the first posture that we are going to practice is Tadasana. So raise your hands from the side with inhalation. Interlace your fingers directly over your head. Turn your palm towards the sky. And slowly lift your heels off the mat. Stand on your toes. Gaze at one single point. This posture is quite effective in improving your overall movement, the position of your spine, overall your sitting posture, your standing posture, how you walk. In every way, this asana will make sure that your body posture is correct. So as you exhale, slowly bring your heels down on the mat and bring your arms down from the side. So the next posture we are going to practice is Vrikshasana. It is also known as tree pose. Tree pose is quite effective for improving your overall concentration, to work on your lower body, to work on your joints, starting from your ankle joint to your hip joint, and is also quite effective in improving your retention power. So let's start. Slowly raise the left leg up. With the left palm, grip your left heel. Place your left feet onto your right thigh. You can keep your leg, adjust your leg as per your comfort level. Now, with inhalation, raise your arms up from the side with the palms facing towards the sky and join your palms together. Just try and maintain here, expanding your rib cage, expanding your diaphragm, squeezing your abdominal. And as you exhale, bring your arms down. And with the left palm, catch hold of your left ankle and release it. So let's start the practice from other side. So just slowly raise your right leg, catch hold of your right ankle and place it onto your left thigh. Maintain balance, concentrate at one single point. With inhalation, slowly raise your arms up with your palms facing toward the sky. Try both your palms together directly over your head, stretch your body maximum up. Engage your spine, your shoulder blades, each and every body part. And as you exhale, slowly bring your arms down. And then release your right leg. So after this, we'll move on to some back bending and forward bending. So I'll show you the side view so that you can easily understand the posture that you're supposed to do. So first we'll start with Pardasthasana, that is forward fold. So what you have to do is keep your legs open as per your shoulder width. Keep your feet parallel to each other, palms facing directly beside your thighs. With inhalation, raise your arms up, stretch your body maximum arms, expand your lungs, expand your rib cage. Squeeze your abdomen as you exhale. Go down while lengthening your spine. And try and touch the whole of your palm onto the mat. All those people who have had any kind of abdominal surgery, or all those people who have cervical and chronic back pain, they have to avoid the practice of this posture. Rest everyone can do this. So with inhalation, extend your arms forward, slowly come back up. Exhale and bring your arms. Next, we'll move on to Ardha Chandrasana, backward bending. So place your palms onto your waist with fingers pointing sideways. Push your elbows maximum back. Inhale slowly. With exhalation, slowly push your buttocks forward. Go back. And slowly drop your head back. With inhalation, slowly come back up. And release your arms. So the next posture that we move on to is known as Trikonasana or triangle pose. So what you have to do is just spread your legs at a comfortable level. Keep both your feet parallel to each other, toes and heels in a straight line. Now turn your right feet out. With inhalation, raise both your arms up to your shoulder level. Now as you exhale, bend towards the right side, catching hold of your knee, shin, ankle, wherever you feel comfortable, or you can place your palm directly onto the mat. Twist your spine, open up your chest and gaze towards your left thumb. Try and keep both your legs straight. Just respecting your physical capabilities, do as much as you can. This posture is quite effective for losing excess of abdominal weight and as well as improving the flexibility. It's quite effective for people suffering from diabetes. So slowly inhale, come back up. With exhalation, bring your arms down and bring the right foot. Now, slowly turn your right foot out. Left foot out. With inhalation, raise arms up to your shoulder level. With exhalation, bend towards the left side. Catch hold of your knee, your ankle, wherever you feel comfortable, or you can directly place your palm onto the mat. And turn your head with your gaze towards the right thumb. Open up your chest, twist your spine. Stay here for as long as you can. Come comfortable in the posture. Keep breathing, inhale and exhale. And with inhalation, slowly come back up. Exhale, bring your arms down and turn your left foot. Join your legs together. And now we'll move on to some sitting postures. So the first posture that we are going to practice is Dandasana. So slowly sit on the mat, straighten your legs, and I'll be showing you the side view so that you can easily understand the posture that we are doing. So just keep your feet flat. Neither you are going to tuck your toes in or you are not going to push them out. Just keep them totally flat. Place your palms directly beside your buttocks. Lengthen your spine. Push your shoulder blades back. Keep your face in front. Don't raise your head up or down. Just keep it at the center. Expand your lungs. Push your diaphragm down, squeezing your abdomen in. So this is the first posture, Dandasana. The next posture is Bhadrasana. So what you have to do is just join the soles of your feet together while folding your legs. Interlock your fingers, interlace your fingers and clasp your feet together. Now push your heels maximum towards your perineal region. And try and press your knees towards the mat. Sit straight, keep your eyes closed. Just breathe in for 1 or 2 breaths. Slowly inhale and exhale. And slowly straighten your legs. So the next posture that we are going to move on to is Vajrasana. So for Vajrasana, what you have to do is just fold your left leg all the way back, shift your body weight towards your left leg, and fold your right leg. Keep your toes together, heels apart, and sit in between the gap in your heels so that you can comfortably sit. All those who have knee issues have to avoid the practice of this asana. So this asana is quite effective for your digestive system, for improving your digestion, for working on your hip joint, on your knee joint, on your ankle joints, and as well as this asana can be practiced at any time. No matter if you're eating 5 minutes back, you can directly practice this asana and it will improve your digestion. It will make sure that your digestion process is perfect, your metabolism is perfect, in turn which will make sure that your physical capabilities are good. So now we'll move on to the next posture, Ardha Ustrasana. So slowly stand on your knees and I'll show you the side view. You can keep your feet together, knees and heels together, or you can keep them apart depending upon your comfort. Place your palms onto your waist, fingers pointing sideways, thumbs close to each other, push your elbows maximum back as you inhale. Expand your lungs and as you exhale, slowly back in. All those who have cervical, keep your face up. Otherwise, you can drop your head back. Go down maximum. And with the inhalation, come back. So now we'll do the full Ustrasana camel pose. So just raise your arms in front of your chest. With inhalation, rotate your right arm and try and catch hold of your right heel with your right arm. Then slowly rotate your left arm and try and catch hold of your left heel with your left arm. And as you exhale, drop your head down. Just be comfortable in this posture. If you are unable to practice Ustrasana, practice Ardha Ustrasana, which we did before this posture. Just stay here for 1 to 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. And slowly bring your head up. Release your left hand, bring it forward. Then release your right hand and go back to Vajrasana. Place your palms on your knees. Sit here, close your eyes. Just relax your body, relax your mind. Be aware of your breath, slow down your breath. And now we'll move on to prawn postures. So slowly, place your palms onto the mat, take your right leg back, take your left leg back, and lie down on your abdomen. Place your palms directly under your shoulders. And the first posture that we are going to practice is Bhujangasana. So keep your heels, your feet together. Push your toes out, flattening your ankle. Press your ankle onto the mat. And as you exhale, lift your body up to your navel region. Keep your arms bent. You're not supposed to straighten your arms, so keep your elbows bent. With the elbows, try and hug your rib cage and look up, pushing your shoulder blades back. And as you exhale, slowly come back down. It's quite effective to improve the overall flexibility of your spine. If you have chronic back pain, you can avoid the practice of this posture, or you can do as per your comfort. So once again, inhale. And as you exhale, lift your chest off the mat and slowly back bend. Slowly come back down and relax. Place your chin onto the mat and take your arms back close to your thighs. With your palms facing towards the thighs, we'll practice the next posture, that is Shalabhasana. So you have to make sure that you're not keeping your palms under your thighs. You have to keep them directly beside your thighs so that you're not compressing any of your digestive organs, any of your intestinal organs. So with the exhalation, you have to lift both your legs together off the mat. So slowly inhale. And as you exhale, lift both your legs off the mat. Try and stay here for 1 to 2 breaths. Keep inhaling and exhaling and slowly come back down. We'll practice the same posture one more time. So inhale and slowly exhale and lift both your legs off the mat. And relax. So now we'll move on to supine postures. So slowly turn and lie down on your back. Legs straight, arms facing towards the mat, directly beside your thighs. So we are going to practice 3 to 4 supine postures. So the first posture we are going to practice is Uttan Path. So what you have to do is, as you inhale, raise your legs up to 45 degrees. And as you exhale, bring your legs down. So now all those who have chronic back pain, you have to keep your palms under your buttocks so that you can support your spine. And if you feel that your spine is strong enough, you can keep them directly beside your thighs. All those who have chronic back pain, all those who have had any kind of recent abdominal surgery, you can avoid the practices of this posture. So slowly inhale and raise your legs up to 45 degrees. Point your toes in. Keep your legs straight, lock your knees, engage. Starting from your toes up to your shoulders, each and every body part should be engaged. And as you exhale, bring your legs down. So the next posture we are going to practice is Ardha Halasana. You have to raise your legs all the way up to 90 degrees. Remember, you are not supposed to lift your spine off the mat. So slowly inhale, raise your legs up to 90 degrees. Keep your feet flat and become comfortable here. Slowly inhale and exhale. Keep your legs straight, locking your knees, engage your ankle, your calf, your knees, your thighs, your hip joints. And as you exhale, slowly bring the legs down. The practice of Uttan Path and Ardha Halasana is quite effective to strengthen your core, to strengthen your abdominal muscles, and to lose all the excess abdominal fat. So the next posture we are going to practice is Setu Bandhasana. So fold your legs, bring your heels closer to your buttocks. Now try and catch hold of your ankle if you can, otherwise with your fingers try and catch hold of your heels or keep your arms in straight line with your heels. So wherever you feel comfortable, of the 3 positions, you can choose the most comfortable one for you. Now slowly inhale, and as you exhale, lift your spine off the mat. Lift your thighs up, lift your buttocks up, keep your knees, keep your thighs parallel to each other, keep your feet parallel to each other. Push your chest towards your chin. This posture is quite effective to make your spine flexible and to strengthen your lower back, your lumbar region. All those who have thyroid issues, this posture is quite effective for you as well. So slowly come back down, bring your spine back onto the mat and slowly inhale. With the exhalation, straighten your legs. So the next posture that we are going to practice is Pavan Mukta. So what you have to do is just slowly fold your legs. Bring your thighs close to your abdomen. Interlock your fingers. Catch hold of your chin. Slowly exhale. And if you have cervical, keep your head onto the mat. Otherwise, lift your head off the mat and try and touch your chin with your knees. Remember, you have to exhale and lift your head off the mat. If you don't have cervical or vertigo, otherwise, just exhale and press your thighs towards your abdomen. And as you inhale, bring your head down and straighten your legs. And just relax in Shavasana, spread your legs apart, toes pointing sideways, knees slightly bent. Make sure your lower back is onto the mat, palms facing toward the sky, fingers slightly bent, eyes closed, and you can tilt your head to the left or right depending on your comfort. Slow down your breath, observe your body, observe the changes in your body after practicing different asanas, different postures. As you inhale, feel the expansion of your lungs, of your rib cage, of your abdomen. And you exhale, feel the contraction of your abdomen and your lungs and your rib cage. Keep your eyes closed, be totally relaxed. Feel the blissful, positive energy surrounding your body throughout your practice. And slowly turn your body, tilt your body to the left side, transfer all your body weight onto your left side. With support from your right arm or your right palm, slowly lift your body off the mat. And come into any comfortable sitting position. Cross your legs, or you can sit in any comfortable position. You can sit in Ardha Padmasana, that is place your one leg over your thigh, or you can sit in Padmasana, that is crossing your legs over one another, or you can sit in simple Sukhasana, that is cross your legs and sit in any comfortable position. So place your palms in Gyan Mudra by touching the lips of your first finger with your thumb and placing them over your knees. You can straighten your arms or bend your arms depending upon your arm. I will start with the practice of some basic breathing techniques which will help in boosting your immunity and will help in working on each and every body system so that you can live a healthy, happy and prosperous life. As your health is your biggest wealth, with this mantra, we will start the practice of different breathing techniques. So close your eyes to start by observing your breath. Slowly inhale and exhale. And the first breathing technique we'll start with is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is active exhalation and passive inhalation. Kapalabhati is done at the beginning of any practice, before starting any breathing technique, to cleanse out our body, to release all the toxins from our body, and to make sure that our circulatory system is up and running, is active, and we are getting fresh oxygenated blood throughout our body up to our brain, which will make ourselves more active physically and mentally. So what you have to do is you have to just continuously exhale, and we are not going to focus on inhalation since inhalation is an automatic process. So no matter how fast you try and exhale, there will be a minimum gap in between both the exhalations in which you will automatically inhale. You don't even have to force the inhalation. Now, there are some limitations to the practice of Kapalabhati. All those who have had any kind of heart issues, all those who have had any kind of recent abdominal surgery, they have to avoid this practice. Now, all those who have chronic back pain and all those who have high blood pressure, they have to do it slowly with proper care. So we are going to start with 2 rounds of 30 strokes each. So in total, we are going to do 60 strokes at a slower speed. So remember, as you exhale, you have to squeeze your abdomen in. So with every exhalation, you have to pull your abdomen in, squeeze your abdomen in, feel the back of your abdominal muscles against your spine. So just close your eyes and start by continuous exhaling. You can increase your tempo if you feel comfortable with continuous exhalations, or you can go up to a speed of 1 exhalation every 2 seconds. Once 30 strokes are complete, slow down. Slowly inhale and exhale. And we'll do the second round of 30 strokes at a slightly faster pace. So all those who have the limitations which I stated earlier, you have to do it slowly. All those who don't have these limitations, you have to try and increase your speed. Let's start. And relax. Just observe your breath. Inhale and exhale. You observe how your heart rate has increased, which in turn is making sure that your body is getting fresh, oxygenated blood at a faster rate. So the next breathing technique we are going to practice is known as Nadi Shodhan. So Nadi Shodhan is one of the most effective breathing techniques to boost your immune system, to strengthen your immune system, to work on your nervous system, to work on your cardiovascular system, to improve your concentration, retention, and it has numerous benefits. So you have to make sure you are making Nadi Shodhan, the practice of Nadi Shodhan, a daily part of your routine. Nadi Shodhan is also known as alternative nasal breathing. So we are going to practice Nadi Shodhan in Nasik Mudra. So raise your right hand, keep your left palm in Gyan Mudra. Fold your first 2 fingers at the base of your thumb. Remember, we always practice Nadi Shodhan with our right hand. So you have to place your right palm in Nasikra Mudra by folding first 2 fingers at the base of your thumb. We are going to use our ring finger and thumb. So we are going to practice 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhan. Just close your eyes. With your thumb, gently close your right nostril and start by exhaling out from your left nostril. Now slowly inhale from your left nostril. With your right ring finger, close your left nostril and slowly exhale out from right. Inhale from right nostril. Close your right nostril and exhale from left nostril. So this is 1 round of Nadi Shodhan. We are going to practice 2 more. So inhale from left and exhale from right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And slowly bring your right arm down into Gyan Mudra. So place both your palms in Gyan Mudra, keeping your back straight, eyes closed, and just observe your breath. So the next practice we are going to do is Sheetkari. Sheetkari is quite effective for all those people who have high blood pressure, who have insomnia issues, who have acid reflux issues, who have digestion issues, and in turn, all those people who get nasal bleeding in summers. And since we are living in a hot country, we have to make sure we are making Sheetkari also a part of daily routine, as it will help in cooling down our body temperature, which will provide us with enough cover to fight back against, or to make sure that our body is not being affected by the heat that is generally here in summers. So what you have to do is just keep your lips apart, teeth together. Clench your teeth together with your tongue directly touching your upper jaw and directly beside your teeth. You have to suck in, inhaling through your mouth. Bring your lips together, retain your breath for 2 to 3 seconds and slowly exhale out through your nostrils. We are going to do 3 rounds of Sheetkari. Just close your eyes. Lips apart, teeth together. Slowly inhale in through your mouth. Lips together, retain your breath for 2 to 3 counts. And slowly exhale out through your nostrils. Once again, inhale through mouth. Hold your breath. And slowly exhale out through your nostrils. Inhale through your mouth. Lips together, hold your breath, retain your breath. And slowly exhale out through your nostrils. Relax, feel the coolness, feel the decreased temperature in your body, how calm and peaceful feel after the practice of Sheetkari. So now we'll move on to our last breathing technique, that is Bhramari. So Bhramari essentially is a breathing technique in which we are involving our breath, our sound, and the vibrations generated through the sound to relax our body, to relax our mind, to feel totally calm, composed, and peaceful. So all those people who take quite a lot of stress, make sure you are practicing Bhramari a lot. If you have insomnia, if you have retention issues, if you have memory loss issues, if you feel that you can't concentrate quite a lot, practice Bhramari as much as possible. So we are going to practice Bhramari in Shanmukhi Mudra. So what you have to do is just raise both your arms up, spread your fingers. Now with your thumb, gently close your ears. Don't press your ears in, just gently close your ears, block your ears. Place your first fingers on your eyes without any pressure on your eyes, just place them gently. Middle finger directly beside your nostril so that you are not obstructing your inhalation or exhalation. Place your ring finger directly above your upper lip, little finger directly below your lower lip. Keep your elbows lifted. Now, you have to slowly inhale through your nostril. And you have to make a humming sound while squeezing your abdomen in until you are out of breath. So we are going to practice 3 rounds of Bhramari, and you have to make a humming sound until you are out of breath while squeezing your abdomen in. So I'll show you the first round and then we are going to practice together. So slowly inhale. And you have to create the sound until you are out of breath. So let's start together. 3 rounds of Bhramari. Keep your palms in Shanmukhi Mudra. Inhale in through your nostrils. And start. Once you're out of breath, inhale and start with the second round. Once again, inhale. Keep your eyes closed, bring your palms down in Jnana Mudra. Observe your breath, feel totally relaxed. Observe how your body feels more calm, composed. Slowly inhale and exhale. Keep your eyes closed and slowly rub your palms together. Generate some heat by rubbing your palms together. Slowly place your palms over your eyes. And gently massage your face, your neck, shoulders, your arms, your chest, your abdomen, your legs. And gently open your eyes with a smile on your face. So thank you so much everyone for this session, and I hope it was beneficial for everyone and it was worthwhile for everyone. So once again, a happy 6th International Day of Yoga to everyone, and over to you, Sharmaji.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Thank you for your guidance throughout this whole yoga journey. Before now, I would like to call Ms. Chandra Gurnani from North Indian Association for vote of thanks. Over to Ms. Chandra.
Dear all, good evening. Namaskar. Can you all hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yoga
Chandra.
is not just an exercise, but a true companion of oneself in his or her journey to attain peace and tranquility in one's otherwise busy and stressful life. Yoga should be considered as a gift to humanity, and everyone should embrace it, especially in current circumstances when humanity is fighting with COVID-19 pandemic. Our Prime Minister Sri Modi ji has extolled yoga as a protective shield of humanity against the coronavirus, as he himself is a keen yoga practitioner. With these words, I pray that all of us remain safe and sound during these stressful times and practice yoga to help develop our immunity to fight with pandemic and other life-threatening problems. I warmly thanks to you all organizers and participants of this International Yoga Day for enlightenment and guidance provided to all of us to practice this beautiful life-saving art on this auspicious day of our lives. Thanks to you all for joining. Namaskar.
Thank you, Chandra ji. That we make a great success for the 6th International Yoga Day. So let's be together, let's us eat together, let's produce the energy together. Let there be no limit to our energies. Let there be no ill feeling among us. Let's spread peace and good health around the world. Thank you all for joining today's 6th International Yoga Day 2020 from Doha, Qatar. Once again, I would like to thank our technical support from Mr. Avinash Deshpande and Mr. Prakash Nair for handling the technical side. Thank you all once again. We conclude this session